The finale for Gotham Knights has finally arrived, meaning we are now done with this, what can only be described as a train wreck. A 13 episode, it didn't even get a full season. Didn't get a full season. So it's been cancelled early, mainly because it wasn't getting a viewership, because it's dog shit. So that's where this show has went wrong. It's just been really, really bad, and there hasn't been much interest whatsoever. I believe this episode is down to like 300,000 people watching it, with like a 0.3 demographic. So that is not good. Not good at all, but I suppose we'll just get into it so I can finally get this fucking show just ticked off. I just need to get this out of the way. That's really all I'm looking to do with this. I'm a little late, but hey, it's not going anywhere. It is cancelled. So the previous episode, that was to do with we finally got the Court of Owls, because the head of the Court of Owls just mass murdered all her followers, even though she didn't have to. Like, she didn't try anything else to not get found out by the police. She didn't think, well, what I'll do is I'll kill the people that know stuff about us. She just went, nah, I'll mass kill all my followers. Because like everything else these days, we must have a villain that is clueless, that has no logic whatsoever. They just go straight to mass murder. Straight to things of that nature. The Gotham Knights were, at that moment, coming into to finally go, aha, we've got you now. And they arrived to all these dead people around. I forget his name now, because fuck this show. That's all I can say. But if you remember, again, it's hard to explain this stuff because most people haven't fucking watched it. And it's really hard to remember people's names. But the March family, that it turned out, oh no, it was actually the mother that was in charge of the Court of Owls. It was her husband that she killed as well. That was when the previous episode, she was on about, oh, you're just another man taking credit for a woman's work. So we got that the second time in the previous episode. So the Gotham Knights came in the room. Everybody's dead because she went straight to mass murder. And then the police storm in. I don't know from where. I don't know who called them. But they storm in the place and then arrest all our Gotham Knights. So now the Gotham Knights are answering for their crimes. They're telling them the situation, about the Court of Owls, what the Court of Owls been doing. That the Court of Owls framed me for the murder of Bruce Wayne. So this detective, fucking idiot, as most people in this show, utterly incompetent. Really incompetent. They're meant to be detectives. They can't detect nothing, can't figure anything out. They're just very confused at what the situation is. And there's certain things that come out of this conversation in a moment. But so I've kind of got you up to speed on what the current situation is. The Gotham Knights are now being interviewed, being interrogated by the police. So they, again, just saying, we were framed. The Court of Owls framed us. So it's all the shit we already know. Then this guy. So this is the son of the head of the Court of Owls. So he's saying, my mother killed them all. Like all the Court of Owl members. My mum killed them all. And the detective like kind of scoffs at this. It's like, oh no, it can't possibly be your mother. And she literally says, Rebecca March. It can't be Rebecca March, who's still unaccounted for. Right, well, if she's the only person that is unaccounted for, maybe that's a good hint that she has something to do with this. Her husband was one of the Court of Owls that was murdered. So there's a good chance that it's it's this guy's mum. But the detective's like, oh no, that can't possibly be it. Even though I've literally just said something that would point in that direction, that she's unaccounted for. They don't know where she is. Her husband was dead in the room. But they're just like, nah, it can't be Rebecca March. Can't be her. That's not possible. You know, as if this guy's just gonna say it's his mother for shits and giggles. So that's what's going on there. Gotham Knights, the last time we'll see that title credit. Thank fuck. So, in the previous episode, at the end, she took Harvey hostage, and she's now tied him up to a bomb. That's what she's done. So basically, what she wants now, she wants Harvey to bring out his other side, his dark side, if you will, and run away with her and she'll give him Electrum, so they can live together and fall in. They basically made her an incel or a femcel. I don't really know, but that's basically what they've done. She's like, if you don't do this, I'll kill everybody. I'll bomb the city. It's like, fuck. I don't really know why she's in love with Harvey. Again, this is a character that hasn't been explored. Like, so I don't really have a good... There's no real good reason for why she wants Harvey so much. But that's just what she wants. Or she'll bomb the entire city. They do try and give another reason for why she wants to bomb the city, and it's like, oh yeah, but you could just do this. You don't have to resort to mass destruction. You can literally just do a small thing, but we'll eventually get to that. So you kind of get what she's after. She's like, this is the Electrum that was reserved for my court of my fucking owl twats. It was supposed to be for them. I'm just in that little needle. Like that seems to be what she means. That little needle, that's all the Electrum they have. I don't know how you were going to pass that about. There was around about 50 members, maybe more. So I don't know how this little needle is going to go around all of them. But that's apparently all of it. Fucking hell, I don't know why. So that's basically what we have here. And then they bring in Duella. They don't fucking tie her up right, of course, because again, we've got to have incompetent villains. They can't go, well, we're going to strap them to a bomb, so maybe we want to tie her hands down like this, so she can't fiddle about with the little phone that has the timer on it, or can't start cutting wires. No, you're not going to do that. So yeah, she brings her in, and basically, oh, if your dad doesn't do this, you're gonna die. As Harvey is very loving and caring and stuff, so he'll save you. So they've started the timer. It's on this phone for some reason. Well, I know the reason, because Duella's got to call up the Gotham Knights, so the Gotham Knights know what to do. So that's why. It's a lot of contrivances. So we have Carrie's mum. There's something going on between them about, oh, Carrie's been out saving people. I just don't care, because they haven't done anything with it anyway. There's a lot of that in this show. They act as if, oh no, we've done this. We've done the groundwork for all this. It's like, no, you haven't. So Carrie's mum's like, oh, she's only 15. And then the cop, showing some sort of unprofessionalism, says, oh, then your daughter is the youngest mass murderer to ever exist. So why are you saying that? I've never heard of a police officer saying that to why would you say that? Rather than just say, listen, ma'am, there's nothing we can do about that. There is an investigation going on. You're going to have to wait. No, he just goes, your daughter's a mass murderer. So here we find out, it just gets dumped on us here. She says, oh, I investigated your parents' death, Turner. And it turns out that they were going to kill Batman. Your parents were assassins. They were murderers. There was a guy called Henry Ducard, or something like that. That's the same guy out of Batman Begins, where it actually turns out he's Ra's al Ghul. I can only assume that's probably what they're going for with this. And this Henry Deckard wanted Batman dead, so he hired your parents to do it, and then got themselves killed in the process, because apparently Batman kills in this universe as well. So he's always killing. So that's the what he's told. So Batman, well, I guess Batman did kill his parents then. They don't really make it clear. It seems like, oh no, he killed his parents because they tried to kill him. So that's the I really don't know why Batman would have to kill just a couple of people. You know, I don't know why he'd have to do that. So then Batman decided to take in the assassin's son. Right, okay. I don't know why he would do that, but nevertheless, that's what they've done. So then we move on to then back in the prison cell. It turns out, oh, we found hydroglycerin or something like that on your coats. It was on your jackets. I don't really know why they're searching for that in the first place. There's no reason to. We need to swab your jackets to see what's on them. So I don't know why they've done that. Well, again, you always know why. So this can happen, so they can go. Oh, there was these barrels in that building where we were in the previous episode. So that's the reason why. That's the reason why they've done that. Again, everything is just, oh, well, we need them to find this out, so the police will just, for some reason, check your jacket specifically to see what residue is on there. Again, no reason to do that. So then the lights go out and the Court of Owls BDSM fucking call me leather daddies show up. They've shown up because at the end of the previous episode, the villainous bitch that they haven't done any work with whatsoever, she says your new targets are now locked up in GCPD, when I literally could have killed you before that was the case. So this, of course, is going to lead to a massive shootout and all that even though with these guys, there's really nothing to worry about. It's funny that they say, even in this show, that the Court of Owls, the Talons, are the most elite fighters. Yet the Gotham Knights can beat them. So there's, even from the choreography's fucking dog shit. So there's nothing elite about them. It seems like they've just taken a couple of regular people off the street and said, oh, do you know how to kick your leg up? Right, that will do. That's about as far as the choreography goes. So there's nothing elite about them. Their costumes look like shit. It's like that guy's just got jeans on. Fucking hell. So, right, yeah. So we see all this on the cameras. The Talon takes a second to throw a Talon at the cameras. I don't know why. It's like we've seen you, and fucking hell. Why do so many things have this problem where they think if I throw something at that camera up there, that means there's no evidence. No, it gets recorded onto a hard drive. That's how it works. So you throwing something at a camera isn't doing anything. They've already seen you. They already know you're out there. You going to be able to kill every single person in this building, are you? No, I don't think you are. So we've got the bomb counting down. Look where our hands are. Oh, yeah, we're not gonna tie them like we did with Harvey Dent, so he can't move. But now Duella has the opportunity to piss about with all this stuff, and it's not like, oh well, because she said to Harvey Dent, I will give you the code to disarm it if you bring out the other side of you. Yet once he does do that, she comes out anyway. So it's not as if, oh well, we need to leave her hands free to then disarm it. No, they just haven't they haven't tied her right, and she's on a wheelie chair, meaning she can move over to the bomb, fuck about with the wires. She calls someone up on it. I mean, I don't know why you do that. That's a bit dangerous. I don't think anyone would go, yeah, but you know this timer that's connected to a bomb. I'm gonna start phoning people on it. I don't think anybody would be stupid enough to do that. I'm pretty sure if you did, it would just fucking explode. So they're having a heart-to-heart. He's like, you know, that time you shot me, I deserved it. Because I wasn't in your life, even though I didn't know about you. So none of it's really my fault. It's your mum's fault. Because your mum is a piece of shit, and she gets her comeuppance at the end of the episode. So that's basically what they're doing here. Yeah, that's it. That will do us for that. So we're being a bit edgy in this episode. So we get a decapitated head rolled out the lift, and then the Talons come out. They start getting shot. And you know, bullets don't work on the Talons. Yet at the end of the episode, someone comes along and starts killing them with bullets. Even though, from what we've seen, they shouldn't get killed by bullets. And even from what we're about to see, they shouldn't show up again anyway. So we've just got this shitty choreography going on for a while. This commissioner woman, she comes down and says, how do we stop these things? And then 2 seconds later, she says, what makes you think you can stop these things? So why the fuck did you come here for help then? Even though it's a bit baffling that these teenagers are able to beat, from what they've been called, elite fighters. So it's a bit stupid. So they're just like, oh, have you got that stuff that was impounded from the Batcave? So we got the equipment from the Batcave in this place. And when she says, what makes you think you can do it? Tyler, whatever his name is. 13 episodes, I'm still struggling to remember this guy's name. Turner, he goes, we're the Gotham Knights. We'll get shit done. So that's what we're going to do next. So they come up, they start fighting with these guys. Again, they should get slaughtered. They should get absolutely slaughtered, because these are not high-level fighters. High-levelly trained fighters. But the writers seem to think that, oh no, well, it's Bruce Wayne's adopted son. That means he can fight exactly like Batman, even though Batman couldn't fight against the Talons. That's one thing you have to remember. Batman got beaten by a Talon, yet his 17-year-old son, adopted son, can take them on. Yet Batman couldn't. So these aren't high-leveled fighters, so they really shouldn't have any chance against these guys. But then again, the choreography shit. So this guy comes, they're still shooting them. It's like, you must realise at this point that shooting them's not doing anything. I mean, your best bet from what we've seen is get a samurai sword and slice their fucking heads off. That's like the only way to kill them. Yeah, as I said later on, they get shot and they die. So I don't really know why bullets aren't working at this point. I don't really know. So they're just fighting and they're fighting. Carrie's mum's watching on like, my baby's fighting. She decides to go, I'm going to go and help this woman out because I'm a doctor. Then she comes out of nowhere. I don't know where she's been this whole time. And she comes out with some sci-fi bullshit gun. And if you can see it, yeah, like starts blasting them with this blue stuff. Right, maybe you should have led with that. But I don't know where she's been this whole time. She just comes in and says, everybody get down. And then starts shooting all the Talons. And it must knock them out or something along those lines. I don't think it kills them. So it's just like, why didn't you just lead with that? Just start with that. That would have saved a lot of effort if you just turned up and went bang, 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 bang. Done. The job done. Everybody saved. That's your goal, isn't it? But no, they thought, nah, we'll leave that at the last minute. Leave it at the last minute. We'll let the rest of the team possibly get murdered before we bring out the big guns. Just bring them out right away. So then the lights go out again. Then she's helping this she's helping this police officer from dying. Carrie looks over at her mum, and then this Talon appears. Right, don't just scream. You've got time. She's got a what do you call it? She's got like a bow and arrow, and rather than going shit, take him out, done. She just screams. It's like, no, you had plenty of opportunity. You know, if she turned round at this point, it's like, yeah, you ain't really got a chance to stop that guy. But the guy came from all the way over there. From all the way back here, you had plenty of time. You've seen him, but you decided to scream. So she gets stabbed, and I was kind of laughing at this scene, and then I was laughing that I was laughing at this scene, just because, you know, again, do they not realise what weapons they have? It's like you had this weapon the entire time that shoots like explosive arrows. That, from what we've seen in previous episodes, does a lot of damage to the Talons. Which, again, you didn't lead with that. You didn't just go, fucking bang, and they're done. No, you thought, no, I'll wait till my mother gets stabbed, and then I'll bring that out. So I kind of laughed at that. That's quite funny, because, you know, it's not very good effect, so it's quite funny to watch. So she's crying and all that. He's on the phone to the rest of the Gotham Knights. You know, he's saying, what does he say? He's like, oh, Dr. Kelly is the best surgeon they have in this hospital. There's no one better. It's just this woman. She's better. There's no one they can call in that's better than she's the best. So they're just like, oh, you know, Dr. Kelly is the best surgeon they have, and she can't operate on herself, so we'll have to settle for second best. It's like her life is in peril. I don't really know why you'd start talking about second best. But whatever. So, yeah, the police commissioner woman can't help them because she's unconscious. Maybe wake her up then. They can't use the rest. The GCPD won't help them because of reasons. Because apparently they haven't put anybody else in command while their commissioner is incapacitated. You know, generally that's how it works. So just go to them and say, we may need your help. They ask them for help at the end of the episode. So I don't know why you wouldn't do it now. So you probably want as many people as you can get. But they're on their way up to, because they had that residue on them. You know, you remember the stuff that the police tested them for no reason. Just so it leads them back to where they've already been. You know, it's the hydroglycerin, so they know it's stuff to do with bombs. So they've gone back to the 13th floor, which isn't in the plans of the building, that they just so happened to stumble upon in the previous episode, even though they were trying to escape. So that's what they're doing. We then have, because they're lesbians, guys. Didn't you remember? So he's just like, oh, are you two a thing now? And they're like, yeah, we're a thing now. I'm like, oh right, why was that even in there? So they've made it to the bombs. They figure out, oh, there's another 7 bombs, and the bomb that Duella and Harvey are at is the mother bomb. That's the bomb that, if that bomb goes off, or no, if that bomb gets disarmed, then the other bombs explode. So that you know, they try and give a reason for why the evil woman would want to do that. So, well, the evil woman, of course, wants Harvey, so if she gets him to disarm it, that then destroys the other buildings. The reason we're given, though, is, oh, she wants to destroy all those buildings because those are the buildings that Alan Wayne made. She wants to erase anything of her ever existing there. Well, she can put stuff into a box to do that. She's only got some pictures of herself. So I don't know why she needs to resort to, now I've got to blow everything up. So there's no trace of me. Why would there be a trace of you anyway? again, it's just, oh, villains doing villainous things for villainous reasons. That's all there is to it. It's just, oh, we need a bit of drama. We need to try. We need to at least try and get you on the edge of your seat. Only in this case, it's on the edge of your seat, about to get up and fuck off. So they're looking for that. Some of the shit they say here. Let me see. Where is it? I don't know where it is here. So no, not yet. Hold on. So Duella is going to use the phone like to call the Gotham Knights up. I mean that's fucking risky. I would not touch something like that. But then again, she shouldn't be able to do that. And they've literally got cameras on them, and nobody comes in to go, get the fuck away from that, will you? No, they're just like, let her piss about with this. Let her call for help. Because that will definitely help out our plan, won't it? So that's the only reason she hasn't been tied right. So they're like, oh, well, you can't do this. If you cut the wires to that, the other bombs will explode. They then find out, that, if they disarm this one, that blows up the other 7 buildings or something like that. So once again, it turns out the writers have got no life experience and don't know anything about anything. You have Harper here. She says, well, what if we reverse engineer this bomb so that when they disarm that one, the other 7 get disarmed, and it's the one that Harvey Dent and that is at that will blow up. But they don't know what reverse engineering is. Reverse engineering is not, oh, it does the opposite to what it originally does. Reverse engineering means you fucking take something apart and look at how it works. Not, oh, it does the opposite to what it originally done. So they don't even know what words mean in this show. Whoever the writers of this show are, they do not know the meaning of words. They're like, oh, we can reverse engineer it. Not really, though, because that's not what you're doing. So this conversation goes on for way too long. She starts telling them about, oh, well, Harvey's got this split personality. Why does that matter? Why the fuck does that matter? She rattles on for ages. It's like, no, there's bombs. This is a bomb situation. There's no time for your quirkiness. It's no time at all. But that's what they do. So, yeah, they rung them. We go back to the hospital. She's sad about her mum and stuff. Right. Yeah, she's sad about her mum. We go back to these two. They're having some heart-to-heart. Don't really care. Yeah, Harvey then decides to, right, I'm going to have to give her my other self. You know, I'm surprised you wouldn't have done that earlier. I mean, it's either you turning into someone you don't want to turn into, or tens of thousands of people dying. So it took you a long time to just do that. To just go, yeah, I better save those tens of thousands of people. Which, I mean, from what we've seen of Harvey Dent, is probably something he would do. But it takes a long time. He's like, I don't want to let this go. Well, tens of thousands of people are at stake. And you're a bit scared to just go, yeah, I'll turn into this. Or he doesn't even think to lie. Like, pretend like he's turned into the other Harvey Dent. I mean, this is the same issue he had at the end of the previous episode. Where he didn't think just to lie. Just lie. Until you get the opportunity to take out the villainous bitch. You could have done the same here. Just act as if you are this other Harvey Dent. And then that sorts it out. But, I mean, it's probably good that he didn't. Otherwise, we'd have 7 buildings exploding. So, yeah, I think essentially the goal is they want to frame Duella. The villain woman wants to frame Duella for it. So they do a big thing about that, about, oh, they think the city of Gotham thinks you're trash, Duella. Right, okay. So that's basically the idea that they try to play with, is that, oh, well, we can't trust her. She's gonna, you know, she only cares about herself. She doesn't care about Gotham City. So, you know, Tyler fucking Durden, whatever he's called, he says things like, "Oh no, you're judging her based on where she's from." No, they're judging her based on who she is as a person. She is someone who is a very selfish person. She only cares about Tyler Durden, doesn't care about anybody else. So it's not about, you know, they were trying to make some point there. Oh, you should not judge people based on where they're from, but you know, again, that's not what they were doing. They were basing it on what they have experienced with her. They're basing it on who she is, not where she's from. It's got nothing to do with it. So another idiotic moment. So he gets very angry. It's like, nah, we want to save her. So they've reverse engineered this mother box or whatever it's called. They call up him because they need to get all the people out of the vicinity of Wayne Tower, because when they disarm this bomb, it will blow up Wayne Tower and the other buildings will be fine. So they're calling up the police to make sure they get everyone out of the vicinity so it does not land on anybody. So Harvey's gone all mad now because he's the different version of himself. And so that's when What's Her Face comes out. I still don't know her name because they have not done any work with her. They've just went, oh, she was the villain, actually. You don't know who she is, but she was the villain. So she comes in and she's like, you made the right choice, Harvey. We can live together forever. And then he starts to throttle her as he should. And then I'm so sick of these guys. They're fucking useless. This guy just comes up to like take Harvey off of this woman, but it's like he just holds him. He's just like, I'm not gonna try. It's just like, what use are you? Whenever these guys show up, it's like, oh, I ain't got to worry about this, have I? Because they fucking trip over their own shadows. So all that fighting goes on. She throws acid over Harvey's face. Look, he's Two-Face now, guys. Two-Face. They drag him away, and she's like, oh, shit. So they make it into Wayne Tower in the 13th floor. She's looking at her pictures again. This is why she has to blow up all the buildings, because she's got some pictures. She didn't just think, oh, I know, get a box and put my belongings in them and fuck off out of Gotham. I don't know what other trace there is. So she's basically saying, oh, Gotham City thinks you're trash and all that. The more of those guys in the masks show up, useless, absolutely useless. And then she puts a gun on Turner Hayes. And then her son comes up and stabs her in the neck with the Electrum. Because apparently if you take too much of it, the Electrum just kills you. Even though it doesn't, because she wakes back up later on. So she's just like, you could have had the world. You killed him. So I don't know why you could have had the world, but whatever. So she's dead. She gets handcuffs off. It goes into somber music again. So now they gotta run out and get out of here. And then at the last minute, you know, I guess they were starting to run out of budget, so they just started replaying stuff we've already seen. They replay that helmet. Remember the helmet from the first episode? That's apparently the bat mask. The cow. That's what it is. Look, that's fucking paper mache. That's all it is. Or card. That's probably more likely that's cardboard, but just by the way it looks. But that's really cheap. They look as though they went into a porno shop to buy that. So at the last minute, Tyler or Turner, he goes, oh, I've got to get the last of my notes of Bruce Wayne, because that's the last I have of him, because they're going to destroy the building. I mean, I guess this is a great scene to show the destruction they've done to Batman in this show. Is they're also going to end it on, we're going to blow up his fucking building. So just as he's running out the door, he's got a few seconds. So that's what she looks like. She's a fucking mess. But I don't know why that stuff should have killed her. All of her talons have shown up again. So they shoot him as he's running by. And then these guys in military wear, they come in and shoot all the owls, all the talons. Why didn't bullets work earlier? But now they work here. Oh, they work here because it has to work here. That's all. That's the only thought put into it. So these guys take them away. The building blows up. And they're all like shocked. They're all crying and stuff. Carrie's mum's still alive. Just wow. They ask, oh, did you find his body? Did you find his body in the building, in the rubble? I mean, I don't know why you think they'd have an answer already. It just happened. I mean, all these earthquakes and stuff, like, how long does it take them to look through the rubble? Very long time. So, the chances he's got, well, he does. He says, oh, there was some bodies there. Fuck me, that was quick. So they're all sad. They're like, nah, he's most likely gone. We then get our last scene with Two-Face, and that's what he looks like there. That's the very grotesque. It doesn't really look good, does it? So he turns up at Duella's mother's caravan. He does the coin. This side of the coin, you get to live. The other side, you die. So he flips the coin. He's like, you're out of luck, you're dead. So he shoots her. I was very happy with that because she is a really big piece of shit. So they're packing up. They've cleared their names somehow. I don't know how they done it. I mean, I don't know how they cleared the name of Bruce Wayne's murder. I mean, all that's happened... Oh, there was Court of Owls. There's nothing that's actually been done to clear their name, like, officially. But they're just like, it's cleared. It's the last episode, so it's done. So they're looking at these drawings, the Gotham Knights, and she's like, "Oh, we've got to continue the Gotham Knights in Terry's honor. We got to continue it." So Carrie starts saying, "But you hate the Gotham Knights." So I'm really starting to like you as a character. You're saying what I think. So, yeah, they're going to continue the Gotham Knights. They're much needed in the world. It will preserve Turner's legacy. Really, you just you'd be better off. You want to preserve his legacy, just don't bother trying to save people. You're not good at it, and you've barely done it. So we get our final scene, where Turner shows up at Henry Ducard's. So it's supposed to be Ra's al Ghul, I can only assume. This guy says, I trained your parents, and I trained Bruce Wayne. Now I'm going to train you. So you're the top level fighter. This stuff, unfortunately, we're never going to get to see, because it's been cancelled. And rightfully so. I always laugh at the end of these seasons, where they try and bait... They try and bait a second season. It's just like, this is a waste. You would have been better off focusing it elsewhere because you're not getting another season. So I always find that quite funny. And then it ends, and that brings us to the very end of our journey with the fucking Gotham Knights. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad to be done with that shit. It's finally over. I felt a great weight has been lifted. I no longer have to review this show. I'm really glad it wasn't getting another season, because it really is. It's really hard to watch. After a while, there's the odd episode where it's really hilariously bad. There's other episodes where it's just really, really bad, boring and depressing, and there's nothing good to look at. It's just everything is really dark. It's just like, the color palette that they use is not appealing. But we made it. We survived another show. And I guess it's the end of an era now for CW shows. I think the only one that's continuing is Superman and Lois, which I haven't watched, don't intend to watch. I imagine that's probably not gonna last long either. It's been renewed for another season, but that is probably gonna go, and then that's the end of that. That is a chapter closed on the CW. And let's be honest, it started off okay. Started off pretty decent. We had, a couple of seasons of Arrow, couple of seasons of The Flash. Pretty good stuff. Maybe it would fall down a bit if I gave it a look now. So we started off with that on the CW, some pretty good stuff. Then it just fell the fuck apart. It really did. It just fell completely apart. I suppose it must have fell apart as soon as they brought in the Batwoman stuff. Maybe a bit before that. Because I think even The Flash at the end was pulling in at least 1 million. Whereas these shows, were down to like 400,000. In between 400 to 600,000 per episode. So that is the end of that. The end of the CW DC era. Oh, I'm glad it's over.